What's going on, YouTube? This is Domisi Akita and your boy Kevin Garcia. We'd like to welcome you once again to Lakers vs. Clippers talk show. We're going to talk it out or walk it out. This is the playoff edition, even though we ain't going to talk about the playoffs because there's too much Laker juiciness going on. I think that's going to take too much of the time. We see you, Kawhi. We see you out there. We over here waiting for you over here in LA. So what we going to start right here and right now, we're going to start a countdown to Kawhi. Because we think how Kawhi, no matter what, whether they win the championship or not, he going to land on one of these LA teams. So, as of right now, we're going to do a countdown. I know I write like a 2-year-old, but bear with me. Countdown to... How do you spell Kawhi? K-A-W-H-I. So, y'all know who I'm talking about. So this is day one. All the way leading up to the beginning of free agency. So what we're going to do, we're going to start it off. We're going to start off talking about some Clipper news because it ain't really much. Nobody really care. So go ahead, Claire.
No drama.
What's up, Lakers? Worldwide Lakers. We in here.
Anyway,
and these guys too.
There's no drama with the Clippers. All we doing is preparing to be victorious next season. Okay, we're gonna be championship contenders next season. But anyway, in Clipper news, well, just let everybody know, Clipper Nation. You know, Clippers. We have a $15 million cap space that we can work with, giving us the capacity to sign some pretty big names this summer. And I'm looking forward for Lawrence Frank, Michael Winger, and Mr. Jerry West to do their job to bring some of these superstars into our organization. And those three guys, you know, they working well together. You know, not like the Laker organization. You know, you got chaos going in their organization, in their office. We are so complete right now. You know, we got these three guys, and you know they put an order into our organization. You know, so and I believe that Clippers, we have, to sum up what we need to do this off season. I'll sum it up to like 4 goals of what Clippers need to do. You know, the Clippers are coming off of, you know, a most impressive season, you know, but there's still room for improvement. There's still room for improvement, you know. And I think number 1 goal of Clippers to be ready for, you know, for a successful season next year is Montrezl Harrell becoming a more complete player. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Montrezl Harrell did a very good job, but there's still room for improvement. That he could probably be an all-star next year. I believe that he could be an all-star, you know, and because he put up a lot of all-star numbers in a couple games in the season. If you agree with that, right?
A couple games.
I mean, but the guy, he's a beast, though.
He a beast. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
All-star.
That's all I want to know. He's a beast.
Might be a little reach.
But for him to be an all-star, I think he just needs to, you know, improve on stretching the floor a little. Maybe practicing that 20
jumper,
that you know, around
the
20 footer, you know, and then also maybe if he could just work on the 3-point shooting. I mean, I'm not saying that just work on that, but just, you know, to add it to his arsenal. You know, that's gonna make like, you know, defenders like real it's gonna keep them on their tippy toes. You know, they don't know what this guy's gonna bring to them. But I think if Montrezl Harrell improve on those little areas, I think he could be an all-star though. I see it. I know he can. You know.
That's left to be seen. All right.
Okay, and number two goal that I think the Clippers need to do for them to be successful is to trade, like I said, Mr. Gallinari. I mean, okay.
You don't like Gallinari, boy.
Okay, but look, not because I don't like him, but the reason is that next season, okay, Mr. Gallinari will be making over $22.5 million. Okay. You know, Do you think he's worth $22.5 million? I mean, we could
during the regular season.
No, but look, we could get we could get some good players for that amount of money, you know, and that's like the worst contract ever that we ever gave a player.
So you want to let that contract go?
Oh, I think getting rid of that contract, we would make it would make the Clippers have more money to work with in the off season. You know, it'll give us more options,
more leverage,
more options on who we could get more complete players. I think we could do a little bit better than Gallinari. Don't get me wrong, Gallinari did okay. I wasn't satisfied with him in the playoffs, but it was his first time. But it was a lot of people's first time in the playoffs and other teams, you know, and they stepped it up, you know. They stepped it up, and Gallinari is supposed to be our superstar, you know, and a lot of the players on other teams that first time in the playoffs, they stepped it up a little bit more than Gallinari.
Looks like a couple guys off the benches, y'all superstar to me.
Oh, well, I wouldn't disagree with that. But thank you for analyzing our team, you know. But anyway, but that would help us a lot, Clipper Nation. I know you guys love Gallinari, but that would help us out a lot, you know, in getting, you know, maybe that second superstar, okay? Now, the third goal that I think the Clippers need to do to be successful for next year is that we need to sign a superstar, okay? Either one, let's go with one, but I know we want two, but let's get that first superstar out the way.
That sound like us last year. Let's just get that big superstar. We got it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the word is going around that we're going to try to land Kawhi and Durant, okay? I think
it's a lot more positive coming towards y'all from Durant's area.
But don't get me wrong, you know, a lot of them I heard Laker talk is, you know, Lakers is probably going to get up. It's picking up.
Our talk is picking up,
but
we'll get into that though.
I don't think so. But anyway, that's one of our main goals too. That's the third goal is that we need to land a superstar, you know. And even if we don't get Durant or Kawhi, which I know we probably will get one of them, but, you know, there's a lot more superstars out there. There's Klay Thompson.
He's staying.
There's Chris Middleton. I don't know.
He's staying.
I don't know. You know, it was the way that the Bucks went out, man. I think Middleton could have done a lot.
They cool. They still young. You know what I'm saying? Just add to them.
Okay, I don't want to get into that. But Mr. Kemba Walker, that's a great guard. That's a great guard.
Nice.
And, you know, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler got a lot of baggage, though, man.
We about to take him.
You know, he's probably gonna take a lot of girls too on the Laker team.
Because he know we probably gonna end up offering him more money than they worth.
But you know, he's a little troublemaker. You know, we don't kind of want that in our organization. So I don't know, Jimmy Butler.
With a lot of grit and a lot of game. That's all I know.
Anyway. And now the fourth important goal for the Clippers to be successful next year is we need to re-sign Patrick Beverley. Okay,
y'all need that. That's the heart and soul of y'all defense.
He's our toughness. You know, he's our motivator. You know, Patrick Beverley. I think he could bring a lot of superstars too, just by his personality. You know, he got that tough, in-your-face, aggressive defense, and it carries out to the rest of the team, you know. So it's important for us to sign Mr. Beverley. I think he deserves it, and we need him. I'm going to say we need him, you know,
for us to
be successful next year.
Y'all need to keep him, Montrezl Harrell, and Lou Williams. Y'all need to keep that core together and add on to that.
Yeah.
As long as y'all do that, y'all tight.
Yeah, so like I said, we don't have too much drama going on right now. We got positive drama, you know, and I know you guys are eager to hear about the Laker drama, you know. I mean, it kind of calmed down this week, but
no, it lightened up. It was just earlier in the week. It probably slowed down later in the week because right after we taped the last show, then you got Magic Johnson coming out. What he said. Then the introduction of Frank Vogel came. So yeah, we get into that, but
well, like I
said, cap it off with the Clippers though.
Well, to cap it off, like I said, look for the Clippers to do a lot of big moves, a lot of changes going on this summer, but everything's gonna be positive changes, and it's gonna improve our team for next year. So Just look forward to that, and I will keep you guys posted and updated what's going on in Clipper Nation. Okay, so I'm gonna pass it to my boy, Big Stretch. He's gonna elaborate a little bit on the Lakers situation. Get ready, get your tissues out. I'm gonna get my wine out because it's gonna be a lot of drama. You know, Lakers is drama. But I'm gonna pass it on to my boy, Big Stretch here.
All right, good looking Murder on that horrible introduction. Like he sure don't know how to bring a brother in. Step on him while he bringing him in here. I'm gonna step on your forehead while I'm bringing you in. All right, good looking. Thank you. My forehead hurt, man. Yeah, it's still some drama going on, but you know, it's a lot of positive going on with the Lakers as well. I'm going to start with the positive. Positive is, just like I said, LeBron has to get out there and recruit, which is exactly what he's doing. He has contacted Kawhi, and he has also contacted Jimmy Buckets. So they say that that's tampering, but tampering ain't really enforced with the players. But it's like I said, it's basically with all the drama going on in the front office, he basically the hope that we got in landing a good free agent. Because y'all going to be the one, like I said, down there in the trenches. Y'all the ones that's going to be doing it. So why not be the dude that you're going to be out there elbow to elbow with to convince you to come play and get this chip? Okay, but basically the main thing I'm going to talk about today is the Magic Johnson interview and basically the reaction to the interview, which was the introduction of Frank Vogel by Rob Pelinka. And I'm going to do a reaction to both of those. So started out with the Magic Johnson interview. So basically, he came out and he wasn't trying to call out names during that first interview, but he called out Rob Pelinka's name during this interview. And he let it be known that he was the backstabber. You know, he said he never saw the emails, but he kept saying that things were being said about him, you know, told back and forth to Jeanie about him, this, that, and the other. And he said, actually, the terms of him taking the job were Jeanie knowing that he wasn't going to be in the office a lot. So all that clowning and Rob Pelinka talking about, oh, Magic's not in the office. Jeanie knew this up front. So basically, my conclusion I'm coming to on that is, did she really want him just to be the face? And if so, okay, I understand why he stepped back, because that's all he was anyway. You know what I'm saying? I guess she thought he was going to have a bigger face being the president of basketball operations, but you didn't let him do his job. He said he wanted to fire Luke. That was official. He said that he wanted to fire Luke. She got emotional, and she didn't. Her and Rob Pelinka didn't want to fire him. He wanted to fire Rob. That was big. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want him to do his job. One minute she's telling him, here go the keys, this is your operation. The next minute, she's telling him what to do and what not to do. So is he a puppet, or can he do his job? You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's looking like all she wanted him to be was the face. And so a lot of that came out in the interview. Also, he says during his term, the Lakers stock actually went up. Once LeBron got there, the viewership went up 31%. Jerseys sold out. Tickets always sell out for the Lakers. So a lot of these people saying all this negative stuff about the Lakers, we were still a very, very strong brand under Magic's leadership. So basically, and he was saying, going back to Rob Pelinka, he was saying that Rob wanted his position, which, you know, he said he didn't care about. He understand that, you know what I'm saying? But the backstabbing that he did to try to get there was, you know, he didn't feel that it was right, saying different things behind his back. And the way that he stepped down, he said that was his way of stepping down. Now, I still disagree with the way he stepped down. You know, you don't do no employer, it's not just you that you're affecting. You're affecting a lot of people in this organization. Anybody that you work for. A regular job, you got to give a 2-week notice. But the way you did it, and I understand that that's your way, but your way was the wrong way, and I do not agree with that.
Now, okay, let me know something going on here, but okay, if Jeanie Buss and Pelinka didn't want to fire Luke, okay, and Magic wanted to fire Luke, why did Luke left? Even knowing that Buss and Pelinka didn't want him to go, why did he leave? And Magic left. Magic stepped down. That was the only person that was going to get rid of, who wanted to get rid of Walton. He's gone.
I think he still felt that he still felt he was unsure. He didn't know whether the new president would fire him. He didn't know if they were going to hire a president. All right, I got a job right here up in Sacramento where ain't nothing else going on. I might as well just. That's why he came to them first. He came to them and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna relinquish my position." They said, "You know what? That's cool. We agree. With everything else going on, go ahead." And I think the reason why he did that was because he already had that position in Sacramento. It's like, I don't know if this president is going to come right in and fire me. I might as well take this while I got it. Why not? So that's the reason why I think Luke just went on and said, "Hey, I think I better go." And they said, "Okay, yeah, you go and do your thing." And they was happy to part ways, but it was an equal mutual agreement. So,
do you think Frank Vogel is going to be a better coach than Luke Walton?
Do I think Frank Vogel will be a better coach than Luke Walton? I don't know this dude that well, but he has been in the playoffs on two different occasions. He's a veteran coach, unlike Luke Walton. Luke Walton was somewhat of a rookie coach. He wasn't a rookie coach the minute LeBron was here, but he still was a very young coach. At least he's a veteran coach who has been in the playoffs, and he's played against LeBron, so he at least has known how to prepare against LeBron. So I'm pretty positive on that. And he has spoke some good things, and I'm gonna get to that. He spoke some good things about knowing LeBron's game, playing against him in Orlando and in Indiana. So he spoke some positive things about that. So back to Magic Johnson's situation. He was also asked if he would be willing to buy the team. He said in a heartbeat, but it looks like AEG owns like 30%, so they may be the front runner if she ever wanted to let the team go. But that's a family business, so believe me, she's not gonna let this family business just go that easy. Mr. Buss had this for years. I don't know how many years he had it, but he held on to this for years, and she's just not going to give her dad's business up that easy. So don't expect her to just sell the team right away just because of a couple years going bad, And like I said, it ain't that bad. We was 10th in the West. That ain't that bad. But because it's the Lakers and everybody expects us to be at the top of the league, especially with the number one player in the league, then it's drama that we were 10th in the West. But that's what's up. We expect that over here in Worldwide Lakers. Okay, they asked Magic, do they think that the Lakers will trade LeBron? He said it ain't happening. He said, "No, that ain't happening." He says that the Lakers, Jeannie, they like LeBron's approach to the game. They like the way he practices and how he inspires the young players a lot. Mainly Lonzo. He really helped Lonzo out a whole lot this year. So they really thinking a lot of positive about LeBron. They not thinking as much to trade him. And he actually laughed at the idea of the Lakers trading LeBron. So,
but remember, it's a business.
It's still a business, no doubt. And it is a possibility, but I don't think it'll happen. He doesn't think it'll happen.
What happens if New Orleans say, "Okay, we'll make that trade if you guys trade LeBron"?
And it happens. Okay, then we get AD and we move on. Okay, that's what it is. You heard it right here. We have a new young star, and that's what's up. But as for right now, LeBron's on the team, and he's out recruiting, and he called to Kawhi. So right now, Kawhi and Kyrie are the Lakers' highest prospects, and LeBron is out there recruiting. Kyrie is his brother, so he's already been talking to him. You already know the back and forth that happened with all that. And then he's already contacted Kawhi and Jimmy Butler, so he's definitely doing his thing with the recruiting. Now, The next thing I want to talk about is the Frank Vogel introduction interview that happened. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the next day with Rob Pelinka. And basically, it turned into a reaction of the Magic Johnson interview. You know, Rob Pelinka was trying to keep it focused on Frank Vogel, but of course, you know how reporters are. They're gonna keep attacking this one thing. So I'm gonna do a review of that interview real quick. So it looks pretty positive. You know, Frank has some positive things to say. Rob says that he's impressed with Frank, how he prepares and how detailed he is. He likes his structure and his accountability. And the fact that he wants to hold everybody to hold themselves accountable for their actions. And another thing that Rob said he liked was the playoff success that Frank Vogel had. Frank Vogel actually says he sees promise in this team, even if we don't get a free agent. He's going to try to establish hard work, structure on the court, like I said, accountability and discipline, which definitely are all positive things. That sounds good to me. And so he got a strong plan on offense and defense. From the defensive side, he's going to go old school, inside out. We want to protect the paint first, and then we'll protect the three-point line. But on the offensive end, he said he's going to do a little more to get our outside shooting a little more improved and work from the outside end and try to develop a shooter from within. You know, they say, you know, he says he's not going to depend on free agency, which is not his job anyway. It's Rob Pelinka's job. So he got to work with what he got. So he's going to try to develop a shooter from within. So, okay, we'll see how that goes. Now, he really likes the L.A. area, always loved L.A., so who don't? Yeah. it's sunny L.A. He says he's going to bring in an evolution style of basketball that's evolved from the way he used to coach, from the structures that he had in Indiana and Orlando, something a little more progressive that fits into the league now. He feel like on defense, switching is a little too overdone nowadays, which I definitely agree with. I guess he's going to have a system where people are sticking with their man a little more, which I like. Is a little old school. People are playing straight up man to man. Get your man, you be accountable for that. Your man scored, you're accountable. So we're going back to accountability. So I'm liking so far what I'm hearing from Frank Vogel. Okay, let me get into some of Rob Pelinka's responses to Magic's comments. Magic said that you know, Rob Pelinka betrayed him in a couple. Now, first thing he said the 2 years was great. He has a lot of memories. Magic fills the room, you know, yada yada yada. The next thing he turned around and said, dang, me and Magic just spoke a couple days ago. He could have just told me this stuff. He was like, I don't know why he couldn't just tell me that, you know. He says, I never said anything behind anybody's back. Whenever I had anything to say, I had it to say to him. And he just simply said that his comments aren't true. And now he says he definitely can't wait to sit and talk with Magic again. I love to hear how that goes. We saw that Magic had his dinner with Jeannie, and they took their little Hollywood picture, you know, to show everybody, hey, we still cool. But there was some harsh stuff said in the media. So I would love to know how these little private talks are going. But it probably ain't going to be a lot brought out from that. But, you know, they're going to come out of that saying, oh, everything's positive, we're cool, blah, blah, blah. You know, stuff just, they don't want stuff to get to the media. Okay, so they basically saying they want to know if Frank Vogel can combine the young players with the old players, and he says he has a style that'll help the young players as well as the old players, and he's gonna rely on the veterans, but definitely LeBron, to help out with the young players. And of course we got Jason Kidd, And I think Jason Kidd came in because I think he really wants to coach Lonzo. And definitely he wants to help with LeBron as well a little bit. But mainly I think Jason Kidd is going to help out a lot with Lonzo because Lonzo, of course, plays very, very similar to him. Now, Frank said that he spoke with LeBron, and he said that they had a positive speaking. He ain't gonna speak too much about what him and his players talk about, but he just said things are positive. And one thing that LeBron said, that LeBron does respect Frank Vogel, so that's definitely a good thing. Now, Rob was asked who's actually running the front office. He said, "Yeah, I will be running the front office." He actually said that the president of basketball operations was created for Magic, which is kind of weird because I thought they had president of basketball operations. They had the Bus son in there for a minute, and then they had Magic. So I don't really know what he meant for that. But you know, if what Magic is saying is true, then there you go, Rob. You're running the show now. Let's see what you got. Let's see if you could get some of these different organizations to trust you. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to definitely make some trades. We got to hopefully convince some free agents. Hopefully people will trust the signing with you. And like I said, it's going to go right back to LeBron. Hopefully that'll be the convincing factor right there. All right.
Well, I think LeBron has a lot of work to do this summer because I still don't think a lot of players respect or have too much respect for Pelinka, and you know, I don't know how they feel about, you know, Frank, you know, the head coach, you know.
Why not? Why you?
Because you know, okay, because Frank, he coached a lot of some big names, you know. He coached Paul George, you know, and you see how far they went, you know.
Right.
And you know,
but before that, they wasn't doing nothing though.
His coaching style, you know, and then
they wasn't even getting Orlando or Indiana wasn't even getting into the playoffs before he was coaching. You know?
But look at that team now. You know, look at Orlando. Orlando, look how long it's been since they've been in the playoffs. You know, and as soon as he left, they went in the playoffs. You know, and
no. When he was there, they was in the playoffs.
Was he?
Yeah, he played against LeBron. In the playoffs. Yeah, he took Orlando and Indiana to the playoffs. It started with him. They say that's his legacy that started that in Orlando and Indiana. So,
okay. But I don't know. I still don't think I don't know how players are going to feel about, you know, Pelinka, and I don't know how they're going to feel about, you know, Frank. Yeah, LeBron respect him. You know, LeBron had a lot of respect for a lot of coaches, but then, you know, as the season progressed, you know, sometimes those feelings change. But I think it's too early to see what's going to happen. We got to wait till the season starts to see, you know, where the Lakers is going. But you know, it's very interesting, and I believe there's something missing, man. It's like, you know, I feel like it's like high school, you know. Oh, he said, I said, he said, she said.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be like that until free agency is over. It's gonna be a lot of he said, she said.
It's a lot of cover up. It's something that really happened. It's a cover up. Something.
Oh, it's definitely some cover up. You know, you see everybody coming out still saying, "Oh, they're still my friend. They backstab me, but they still my friend." It's so funny how they can compartmentalize. Some people call it phony. Some people call it compartmentalize. 1 minute he's saying, "Oh, they had, you know, they doing this behind my back." Then next minute you see them talking and they in pictures together. You know, I guess you got to do that when you in the limelight like that. They know how to compartmentalize. We gonna look at it like that.
Well, we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm not like I said, I'm not too familiar with Frank. You know, I looked at a couple, you know, his coaching job. You know, I mean, I feel like he's a basic coach. You know, okay. But you know, when having the best player,
he wasn't our first option.
But having the best player in the NBA, I mean, we'll see what he can do, because he did have Paul George.
Okay.
You know, he Paul George,
and they had to face LeBron James.
Yeah.
So now he has LeBron James. Mm-hmm. Let's see if he can do something with LeBron. It's a lot easier when you got the star player. You know what I'm saying?
But we said the same thing to Luke Walton too. You know.
But they got injured. That's all that happened, man.
Okay.
That's it. But anyway, okay. But anyway, so Frank, he has definitely a positive perception about this year's team, and his focus on LBJ is basically just to make sure he's healthy and we get out there and win, and that's basically the cap on it. So that's my complete review of the Magic Johnson interview and the Frank Vogel and Rob Pelinka interview. I think we're going to end it right there. We can sit here and talk all day about Laker issues. But we're going to let y'all go on and have the rest of y'all day. It's Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. And I want to give a special thanks. We got this poster here from his sister, also my sister, Lorna Garcia. We want to thank you for that lovely poster. And we got the countdown to Kawhi going. That's coming to LA. I'm going to have to put that on there. I'm going to put that a little neater for y'all. But we got the countdown to Kawhi going. We like to thank you for joining us here, Lakers vs. Clippers Talk Show. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification because we may put a special update during the week. If you like the program, make sure you hit the like button. And if you got something to say to us, you disagree with us, you agree with us, holler at us in the comments. Let's talk. Let's go back and forth. You know, a lot of people probably gonna disagree with Frank Vogel like this dude. A lot of people may agree with Frank Vogel. You let us know. Did you agree with Magic Johnson's decision or how he made his decision? You know, do you agree with him coming out, actually giving the name of Rob Pelinka as the backstabber? And why do you think he gave it right now? I don't know why he would give it right now if he's still connected with the organization. So help us answer some of these questions in the comments. Hey, let's duke it out in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. This has been Lakers vs. Clippers Talk Show for Kevin Garcia, K Murder. I'm Damicia Akita.
Big stretch.
Yeah. This has been Lakers vs. Clippers Talk Show. We just talked it out, and we still ain't walked it out. Y'all enjoy the rest of your holiday, and we hopefully will see you next weekend. Take care. Much love.